So Afraid is a new Blumhouse horror film. It's rated PG-13 just like the last couple, namely Night Swim, Imaginary, both of which were considerably terrible. I kind of dread going into these nowadays because I think Blumhouse as a studio has really just gone downhill. They produce so much slop each year, and they're definitely focused on quantity over quality. I'm just going to cut right to the chase. This movie's terrible. This is one of the worst films of the year for sure. Curtis and his wife Meredith are among the first to test out a new digital assistance device called Aya. It's basically Alexa, but it can do a lot more than just play music, recite answers to basic search engine questions, and turn on the lights. No, this thing can do the bills for you. It can essentially act as a third parent and takes a lot of the responsibility off of these two characters. In a lot of ways, that makes it similar to Megan, which came out last year. A film that I think looks like a masterpiece when you compare it to this. I didn't love Megan, but I thought it was decent, and it was a solid commentary on how big tech can be dangerous, and artificial intelligence specifically can't replace that human touch that parents have on their children. And not just in a family setting, but also in a professional setting. AI has its limits, but it's just funny when you compare this to Megan, how considerably different it is in quality, despite the fact that they're both cautionary tales about the same exact thing. I mean, this film has some of the most inorganic dialogue I have heard all year, rivaling that of Madame Web, which I thought couldn't be topped, but this comes damn near. The oldest daughter in the film has a boyfriend, and the dynamic between the two of them felt so utterly robotic. I don't even know how else to describe it. It's just human beings don't speak like this. It got to the point that I felt genuinely insulted that the writers expected me to believe that these are real human characters and not robots. Ironically enough, a movie that's about AI actually feels like it was written by AI. Catherine Waterston and John Cho play these two parents. I feel bad for them, man. Why did they get roped into this kind of movie? Because they actually seem to be trying. Catherine Waterston actually has a scene where I think the performance is so much better than this movie deserves. And David Dastmalchian too, what the hell is he doing in this? It's also not scary at all. At most, it's mildly unsettling, but more unsettling in the idea of having something watching you while you're doing your own things in your home. They have to put up these little eyes on the walls that allow Aya to track them and see what they're doing and talk to them whenever she wants to, not necessarily whenever they want to. And it was actually kind of creepy to a certain extent, but then the characters start talking again and any tension that was there is instantly dispelled. There are jump scares too, and they're lame as hell jump scares. You can see them coming. I could peg them down to the exact second they were going to happen. So it's not scary. It's not scary. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. There's a point where I was questioning whether this was intentionally bad, like they were trying to make it just a terrible fun movie, but it's so boring. It's not even fun bad. It's just awful. On top of that, the ending is super convoluted. It kind of reveals how Aya is doing certain things around the house that you're like, how is this AI technology doing this? And it made the film even less scary. The best I can say about this movie is that it is very accurate in its portrayal of how AI and big tech infest every corner of our lives, and the fact that we live in this age of rapid change that we sometimes even fail to acknowledge. I like the idea, but a movie needs to be more than its agenda, more than its message. Take away the message from this and it's just shit. It's a massive waste of time and absolutely a waste of your money. See something else, please. This is nothing more than another pile of slop thrown onto the conveyor belt by Blumhouse. So I'm gonna give Afraid 1 star. If you have the misfortune of sitting through all 84 minutes of this film, and yes, it is that short and still manages to be this bad and boring, but if you do see it, let me know what you think of it down in the comments. As always, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe while you're at it if you want to see more content like this. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and hopefully we'll be talking about something a little bit better than this. See you later, guys.